Dolores Catania reveals why she thinks RHONJ Season 15 won't be a reboot. Dolores Catania was silent about the future of the Real Housewives of New Jersey for a long time. But thanks to her upcoming appearance on The Traitors Season 3, journalists are already asking her about the future of the long-running Bravo series. Late last month, Dolores admitted that she was mad at her RHONJ co-stars because they couldn't make amends and allow the show to return to filming. Instead, the series has been paused, and there are rumblings that most of Season 14's ladies will not be asked back. While many believed that producers would have been in negotiations with the cast, Dolores said in a new interview with the U.S. Sun that she's heard nothing about our show. They're probably just so mad at us by now. I'm not sure they know what to do. Dolores doesn't think a reboot would work for RHONJ. The 54-year-old pointed to the social media drama between the ladies, but is still under the belief that RHONJ couldn't survive a reboot. I don't think they want to revamp the whole cast, she noted. We're an ensemble cast. Like us or hate us, like one person, love the next, hate the next. We worked good together on our best of days and on our worst of days. Dolores said she would hate to see anybody not come back. The longtime reality TV star added that she's still very much involved with her co-stars, saying she's recently spoken with Jennifer Aydin, Margaret Josephs, Melissa Gorga, and Jen Fessler. Rachel Fuda has a baby shower coming up. I'll be there, she continued. It seems that Dolores was trying to make the point that despite what happens to the show, the bond she's crafted with the women will continue. It's hard to imagine Jennifer and Teresa Giudice ever being okay with Danielle Cabral, Melissa, and Margaret again, so there's every reason to believe that up to 4 cast members could be replaced. RHONJ's future is up in the air. With no updates on the cast, save for Andy Cohen's declaration not to expect new episodes until 2026, there is no telling what will become of the current cast. 2024 wasn't a great year for the Real Housewives universe in general. Most shows returned with much lower ratings, indicating that some of the longer-running cities could get reboots or cancellations. Ultimately, the numbers have to make sense to keep these shows going, and Bravo isn't as reliant on the Real Housewives as it was a decade ago. Dolores Catania, the quintessential matriarch of fortitude and grace on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, doesn't mince words when it comes to the buzz around Season 15 being a potential reboot. Sitting in her Patterson kitchen, surrounded by the warm aroma of freshly brewed espresso and the faint hum of her rescue dogs playing nearby, Dolores leans back in her chair, her caramel-colored eyes alight with determination. People throw around the word reboot like it's some magic eraser. Dolores begins, her voice steady but passionate. This isn't some tech company updating their software. It's New Jersey. We're not erasing anything. We're evolving. To Dolores, the idea of a reboot feels almost disrespectful to the deep-rooted history of the show. From explosive table flips to tearful reconciliations, RHONJ has never shied away from its raw and unfiltered portrayal of familial dynamics and friendships. And while Season 14's conclusion hinted at significant cast shakeups, Dolores doesn't see this as a reset, but rather a natural progression. Jersey isn't like the other franchises, she explains. We're not built on glitz and glamour alone. We're built on decades of relationships, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You can't just hit refresh and expect that history to disappear. It's part of who we are. Dolores' skepticism about the reboot narrative stems from her own journey on the show. Joining in Season 7, she brought a stabilizing presence, often acting as the voice of reason amid the chaos. Yet even she has faced her fair share of drama, from her evolving relationship with Frank Catania to her clashes with castmates over loyalty and trust. "I've lived through every phase of this show," she says, a hint of pride in her voice. "I've seen friendships crumble and rebuild, families torn apart and pieced back together. That's not something you can just reboot." One of the key reasons Dolores believes season 15 won't be a reboot is the enduring presence of Teresa Giudice, RHONJ's cornerstone. "As long as Teresa's around, it'll never be a reboot," Dolores states firmly. "She's the heart of this show. Love her or hate her, you can't deny her impact. She's been through it all, and she's still standing." Dolores also acknowledges the evolving dynamics among the cast, particularly in light of Teresa's ongoing feud with her brother Joe Gorga and sister-in-law Melissa Gorga. While fans have speculated that this family drama could lead to a clean slate for the series, Dolores sees it differently. "Families fight," she says with a shrug. "It's not pretty, but it's real. And that's what makes this show resonate with people. You can't just replace that with something shiny and new." As for her own role in the upcoming season, Dolores hints at a renewed focus on her personal growth. Her relationship with Paul Connell, affectionately known as Paulie, has brought a new sense of balance to her life. "Paulie's been my rock," she says with a smile. "He's shown me that it's okay to put myself first sometimes." Dolores is also eager to showcase more of her philanthropic work, particularly her efforts with animal rescue and community outreach. "If there's one thing I want viewers to take away from this season, it's that you can always find a way to give back," she says. Whether it's helping a stray dog find a home or supporting a neighbor in need, those moments matter. When asked about potential new cast members, Dolores is cautiously optimistic. "Fresh faces can bring new energy," she admits. "But they've got to be authentic. Jersey doesn't do fake." Dolores' emphasis on authenticity is a recurring theme throughout our conversation. To her, the essence of RHONJ lies in its unvarnished portrayal of life's messiness. "We're not perfect," she says. "We're not trying to be. And that's what makes this show special. It's not about creating some polished, idealized version of reality. It's about showing the highs and lows, the laughter and the tears." Despite her reservations about the Reboot label, Dolores is excited about what season 15 has to offer. "Every season brings something new," she says. "But at its core, it's still Jersey. It's still us." As our conversation draws to a close, Dolores' dogs clamber onto her lap, their playful energy a stark contrast to the heavy topics we've covered. She laughs, a warm, unguarded sound that encapsulates her resilient spirit. "At the end of the day, life goes on," she says, stroking the fur of her beloved rescues. And so does Jersey. In Dolores' view, season 15 isn't about erasing the past or starting over. It's about embracing the journey, messy, complicated, and unapologetically real. And if there's one thing Dolores is certain of, it's that the Garden State story is far from over.